Hello all my beautiful sisters from those other misters. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing the next installment in my What's Worth It series. This is basically where I go through each category of my makeup collection and I spend some time, sometimes a long time, testing out all of the products, refamiliarizing myself with what I own, and then taking you through my thoughts and basically doing some declutters. I am doing this because my collection, it just got too big, and obviously you can declutter stuff and that's easy enough, but if you don't know what you think about something, how can you make an educated decision about whether you want to keep it or not? And that's what I was struggling with. So I've done pretty much the majority of my collection now, all the base products. I've done blushes and bronzers, and now I'm up to highlights. And this is what, I can't even lift these tubs, they're really heavy. This is what I've been dealing with. These are my single highlights. I have more in palettes, and I decided what I would do was just put palettes in a different video. Oh my god, I have so many highlights, guys. If you were around for like the highlight craze of fucking 2015 to 2022, then you might be able to relate to this. I have a lot of highlights. I have whittled down my collection quite a bit over the years, but it is still out of control. Today we are going to be going through 56 highlights. I'm not going to talk too in depth about these. I'm going to show them to you. We will swatch them, and I'll let you know my thoughts whether I'm keeping it or not, and then we will move on, because this is going to be a feature-length film about highlights, which is absurd and ridiculous. One thing that I will say is I've come to terms with accepting the shades that work for my skin tone. I also I know exactly what I like in terms of like texture or finish on the skin. I like more of a bright highlight when the light hits it, something a bit like what I'm wearing today. So and what I'm wearing today is actually MAC Robert Lee Morris, but we'll get to that in a second. So let's go to the top of the list. I am obviously going to be working off my spreadsheet because I can't even get these out, for God's sake. I'm going to be working off my spreadsheet because there is no way in hell I can actually remember how I feel about all of these highlights. And I will also just put in right now, I don't think I'm going to get rid of as many as I was hoping. I'm going to start with MAC, because that is actually the brand that I have the most from. And I think we'll actually start with this because it is giant. This is the MAC Patrick Star Baby It's Gold Outside highlight. Look, the packaging. My god, I love the packaging. This is a really beautiful highlight, but it is too dark for me. And it doesn't look too dark, but you might be able to see a lot of time with these gold highlighters, they have nice light reflect, but then they have a dark shift, and this dark shift doesn't actually work on a face that has shape because you'll get like dark sections where the light will hit it, or it'll be sitting on a certain angle and it will look dark, and then you'll get a pop of color. It doesn't work for my skin, unfortunately, but in saying that, I can't actually bring myself to get rid of it. It's a limited edition item. I think it was also gifted to me. I'm just going to hold on to it. I'm kind of thinking this may work in summer on my body when I'm tanned. So we'll see how we go with that in summer. If it doesn't work out for me, I mean, we're not even quite into winter yet, so I've still got a way to go. But that one is definitely on the chopping block for the future. Moving on to two others that really just do not work as highlights, but again, I kind of love them. These are the Dazzle highlighters. I've got Dazzle Red and Dazzle Pink. These are pretty amazing in terms of like, look at it, just look at it. I wouldn't say that this is red by any means. This is a pink to warm gold highlight. It is very beautiful, and it's not a highlight, so, you know, forgive me for saying that again. I actually use it mostly as an eyeshadow, and for now I'm happy to just hold on to it. Again, limited edition product. I'm never going to be able to get it again, so I'm just going to hold on to it for now. Dazzle Pink is definitely more pink. Technically this can be used as a highlight. This is kind of a little bit similar to Stylishly Merry, or if you are more familiar with Snow Flushed, which I'll swatch next to it, except it doesn't quite have the reflect, and Snow Flushed is more like punchy. I'm keeping both of these. Snow Flushed is like, pry it out of my cold dead hands, I dare you, I'll be buried with it. I love this shade, and it works as a highlighter, and it's very flattering. So that one stays. Dazzle Pink, this could definitely go in the future. As you can see, like, it really doesn't look like too much on camera. It's kind of hard to show you guys, but it is pretty, and I do still enjoy it every now and then. So I'm just gonna hold on to that one. Next up, I have Here Comes Joy from MAC. This was again from Holiday Collection. This is very beautiful, but it doesn't have the reflect that some of the others that I've just shown you. This is more of a sort of subtle glow. Again, it's sort of that like pink, but with like an orangey sort of hint to it. So there's a little bit of orange reflect, which works with my olive undertones really well. Pink highlighters don't really work for me all that much because the colors, it just clashes with my skin tone. This one does work, and it's beautiful, limited edition. It's very special to me, so I'm holding on to that. Am I ever going to get rid of any? Who knows? Let's go on to these guys. These ones I would say are kind of like cult favorites. They've been around forever in the MAC, like in their collection essentially, and I mean there's a reason why they've kept them around. We've got Lightscapades here. This is a really beautiful highlight. I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell, but it's kind of got this marbled effect with, you know, there's like blue and orange and pink and yellow in there. This offers a really like soft, subtle glow to the skin, and it does come off as like kind of like a, I would say almost like a silvery shade. If you think about like something we've seen that's similar to these is rainbow highlights, which look absolutely beautiful in the pan, but if you just want to use it quickly and you like swirl your brush in it and you put it on, you just sort of get this neutralized silvery highlight. This is just like that, but it is it's not super reflective like you might see with a lot of other rainbow highlights. I am going to hold on to this one. It's a bit of a like cult fave, I suppose. I don't reach for it all that often, and it's definitely one that I could just declutter and go buy out again, but go out and buy again, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep what I've got. Then we have Soft and Gentle. I think if you have, you know, if you've been in the makeup game for any amount of time, you've probably heard about this, and there's a really good chance you own it. This one is kind of like a, I would just say it's like a neutral, pale, sort of nudie gold shade. There are some like hints of pink in there as well, so it's quite universal for white people. Beautiful shade, beautiful finish. Again, it's one of those more soft, radiant glows rather than, you know, like an actual full-on light reflect. I am going to hold on to that one. Next, I have my Extra Dimension Skin Finishes, I believe these are called. Yes, so I have 5 of them, which is definitely too many, and I don't need to keep them all. I do have 2 that I definitely want to get rid of. So this one is Superb, and look, it's superb, it's beautiful. I would say that this is sort of like a bronzy gold, but again, this does have that dark shift to it. You can see there, very, very dark. This looks like dirt smudged on my face when I try to use it as an actual highlighter. I would never get dark enough for that in winter. This is just not made for me. Yes, it is absolutely beautiful. It has a really gorgeous silver reflect. I do really like it, but it's never going to work for me. Even on my body in summer, it's just a no-go. The next one I have is Soft Frost. This is pretty as well, but I know I have stuff similar to this in palettes, and I know there's going to be palettes that I want to keep just because I'm like, I don't want to get rid of it. So I know this one is, it's got to go. This is one of those sort of, I would consider it kind of like an ultraviolet type highlight. It has like the translucent base, but with the like bright purpley pink reflect. Yes, it's really pretty, but I know that I'm going to have that sort of thing in spades, so this one has got to go. Double Gleam is another beautiful shade, and it's one that I'm appreciating more now rather than I was when I first started playing with this all the way back in summer at some stage. This is, once I got a tan, this was like, it was just too light for me, but it is the sort of shade that, you know, works better for me in the cooler months when I don't have any color from the sun. I am going to hold on to it for now, but it may be one that goes in the future. Show Gold, I adore. This is, you know, like, it's a goldy highlight. This does have pinky peach hints to it, as you can probably see. I find it quite flattering because it contains the gold and the pinky shade. I can get away with it. If it lent way more pink, I would struggle with it. This one here is Beaming Blush, and look, I've got to say these guys are pretty similar, but Beaming Blush is, I would say the difference between these, in the pan they look pretty similar, but the difference is one is more pink, one is more yellow, but again you still get that, I don't know if I can really show you, there's sort of some orangey tones in both, so I can wear both. Will I keep both forever? Who knows, probably not, because I definitely want to whittle my collection down more, but for now those guys stay. I really enjoy the formula of those. They look really nice on the skin. You don't have to apply heaps for, like, you know, a impactful finish. So it means, like, if you've got fine lines when you smile up around here, it doesn't look too heavy on the skin. It doesn't accentuate those lines too much. So for now, I'll keep them, but they might need to be on the chopping block for the future. Let's talk about the one that I'm wearing right now. I'm never getting rid of it. I will be buried with this. It is the MAC Robert Lee Morris highlighter. This is in the shade Peach, and it looks like an alien egg UFO kind of thing from outer space. It's divine. This was gifted to me. It did not launch in Australia, so I was so excited to receive this. It just absolutely made my life. I am wearing it today. You can see it. She's got some glow. I really like this highlighter. It's a very flattering. It's a sort of thing that's like, you know, looks soft on the face, but when the light hits it, it's very impactful, very beautiful. Packaging is divine. Formula is great. I'm obviously keeping it. Okay, my last MAC highlighter. This again is from a MAC Patrick Star collection. I think again this may have been gifted to me. This one is called Hot and Heavy. It is actually, it's called a face powder opalescent. So that's what it looks like. It is a gold shade. It's very smooth, very glowy, and gorgeous on the skin. Did I swatch the MAC? I suppose it doesn't matter. It's swatched all over my face. You can see it. This is really beautiful. It does, again, it's because it's a gold, it does have that slight like dark cast when it hits a certain angle, but when this is applied, and you know, I obviously it's not applied this heavily to my skin, I don't swatch it on there, it's blended with a brush, it looks a lot nicer on the skin. It doesn't look too dark. So this one I am going to keep again because, you know, limited edition, can't get it again. This is one of the things that I love about, you know, my makeup collection. A lot of the items that I own, they're special in more than one way. Yes, they're a beautiful color and a beautiful formula, and they work well for my skin coloring and my skin type, but also, you know, they hold special memories, or they're limited, and, you know, stuff like that. This is what I like about makeup. Okay, let's move on to these guys. These are all from Hourglass. I have 4 of them. They are called the ambient strobe lighting powder. I have, oh God, okay, I'm getting rid of most of these, I think. So this one is Brilliant. There it is. It is a yellowy shade. I feel like I need to show you all of these next to each other because I feel like there's one yellow and then the rest were pink. Iridescent strobe light. If I can get it open. Really? Are we just not, we're not opening. There we go. This is a pink one. Swatch that one there. Let me, oh God. This one is Incandescent. Again, it just looks like the last one that I showed you guys. It's, I mean, all the same. And this one's Euphoric. They're not all the same, but I feel like on the skin, they kind of all look very similar, and they're not super exciting. So you've got like a yellow, a pink, and then you've got 2 neutrals, one light and one a little bit darker, but still very light. And if I hold them all up to show you, I wonder if I can do this safely without breaking anything. Yeah, I'm so good at this. They all start to look very similar except for the yellow one, which is here. Now, I don't love the finish of these. They're kind of, I don't know if you can really tell, but they're a little bit powdery. There's not a lot of punch there. My favorite is, where'd you go? This one, Euphoric, and that's this one here. You can probably tell why, because it's closest to my skin tone. I think I might hold on to this one and just play around with it a little bit more, but I'm going to get rid of the other 3 because I just won't reach for them. I've had them for a long time and I never really gravitate towards them, mostly because when I see them in the packaging like this, I'm like, I don't know which one's which, and I can't be bothered opening all 4 to work it out. So these guys can go. I'll keep the one that I know is like my favorite of the 4, but when I say favorite, like, take that with a grain of salt because I don't love it all that much. Maybe I should get rid of it. No, fuck it. I'm just going to hold on to it. I can declutter it at the end of the year if I want to. Another brand that I have, you know, a few highlighters from is BOCAJ. I definitely don't have as much as I imagine other people did over the years. BOCAJ was definitely a highlight brand that took the beauty world by storm. Let's go through this, because if I had done this video maybe like this time last year, or yeah, maybe this time last year, or maybe this time the year before that, I don't know, I would have got rid of this in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even have thought about it. But I used this a bit during summer and I was actually really impressed. It's a shimmering skin perfector in Opal. I think I got this as like a free gift with something from Sephora. I would never have purchased this because at the time I just never wore liquid or cream highlights, and this is, you know, it's a cream. It's a very thin cream, but this is absolutely fucking divine on the legs and like the high points of the body. It also works just fine on the face, but I found that I was just reaching for this to mix it in with my moisturizer, especially when I have a tan. It does have that like sort of darker cast when the light hits it at a different angle, but it's really, really flattering on the skin. So I'm actually going to keep it. I don't know, do they even make this anymore? I don't think so. I think they only make the concealer and like champagne pop. Is that correct? I don't know. Hi. Hi. Are you coming to say hello? Oh, wow. Wow. That's a very big hello. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Okay, I do have one here that I think I just need to accept that it's not going to work for me and get rid of it. This is rose gold. This is really beautiful. I love the shade. But again, this is going to be something that I can only wear maybe in summer, and I don't even know. I think it's even going to be too dark for me then. I sure as hell couldn't get away with wearing it now. When I put it on, I was like, oh, fuck. Yeah, you knew that was going to be a bad idea, and you went ahead and did it anyway. I think I just need to get rid of this one. It's too dark for me. It's beautiful, but, you know, it is what it is. Then I have Champagne Pop, of course. Nobody's surprised. This one, we actually broke it up for the makeup breakup and repressed it, and I'm really surprised that it has held up so well. And I've got to say, I do like it. I do. This is a champagne with like, there's sort of peachy hints in there, bit of pink. It's quite like universal. It's going to work for a lot of skin tones, white skin tones. It's not completely universal. Let's be real about that. But I do like it. It is nice. I am going to hold on to it. I have always said if this ever decides to crack and break, I will just get rid of it, and that's fine. But for now, I'm going to keep it. One that I absolutely love and adore. This is Berlin Girl Glow. This didn't release in Australia, but Hattie Schmidt sent one each to Kat and I. So sweet of her, and I'm so glad she did, because this is the best highlight Becca has ever made. It is like a skin toned highlight with a sort of, it's almost like silvery grayish blue reflect. It is so flattering. You can see there it doesn't really get a dark cast. It just becomes almost the same color as my skin. This is one of the most beautiful highlights that I own, and I will treasure it forever. Like, limited edition, gorgeous finish, most amazing color, very unique. Perfection. Actually, perfection. And then I have this little guy. This is one of the Light Chaser highlights for the face and eye. This is in Opal Flashes Jade. This is kind of similar to Berlin Girl Glow, but also not. This has more of that bluish silver reflect. If you compare them, this one looks almost like it's got green hints to it. This one looks like it's almost got purplish hints to it. So the undertones of it are different. But again, it is a very beautiful highlight. I really like it, and I do think it's fairly unique to my collection. This one also stays. Oh, one of the tubs is empty. Yes, I feel like I'm making pretty good time. Let's keep going. Okay, tub number 2. Let's start with ColourPop, because I feel like I can definitely get rid of some of these. I have the, what are these called? I've got 6 of them. They're called the Super Shock Cheeks. And these are like the pearlized and satin and I don't know, whatever. They're the Super Shock Cheek highlighters. I don't remember what's what. Let's go from the top of my list. I want the shade Might Be. Which one's Might Be? Here we go. This is Might Be. So I've said it's sadly too dark for me, but is absolutely beautiful. Now, there's something that I love about that is what I love. Look at these, are just so smooth and divine and beautiful. Should I save it for an eyeshadow? This hurts me. This hurts me. I can't wear this as a highlighter. Obviously, you guys can see. No, that's just, yes, it reflects light. No, the color is not right for me and will never be right for me on any part of my body, like in any universe. This is not made for me. Do I keep it as an eyeshadow? Like, I'm struggling right now. I just love this. ColourPop Super Shock highlighters. Some of them, not all of them. Their formula is just divine. Like, so smooth, so reflective, so punchy. I'm putting that one aside for now. I was going to get rid of it, but I may not be able to. Then I have Whipped. This one is gorgeous. This has like, in the pan, I'm not going to be able to show you this. It's kind of like a gold with, oh, maybe you can see it a little bit. It's like a gold with some pink bits. Sorry, guys. So this is, again, sort of bronzy with a soft pink highlight. I can wear this. Obviously, when this is, you know, blended out on my skin, it's a lot softer. It doesn't look as dark. It doesn't have that like intense dark reflect. So you might be able to see where I've blended it down here on my hand. It's not as bad. Where it's applied a lot heavier, it gets quite dark. So this one I can wear. It still has that really beautiful light reflective finish though, so I am going to hold on to that one. Next I have Frosted. Now this one does not have the finish that the others do, and that is why I'm going to get rid of it. It is a bit more muted in its light reflect, and you know, I am looking to minimize my collection, so I feel like this is one that has to go. The color is so right for me though. No, we're going. Next I have Wisp, and again, this one doesn't have as much light reflect. My hand's wet, hang on. Swatching, so much swatching. It doesn't have as much light reflect, but it is a really, really flattering shade for my skin. So this one definitely stays. Next I have Flexitarian, which I think, you know, a lot of you would not be surprised that this would be in my collection. That's a really beautiful sort of icy sort of, I was gonna say, there's pink hints in there, but it's really subtle. I think that's why I like it. And then I have Smoke and Whistles. This is another one you're probably not really surprised to see in my collection. Again, these are just the colors that work best for my skin. I am going to hold on to those two. I don't know what to do about Might Be. It's just so beautiful. No, okay, I'm just going to get rid of it. Come on, you're never ever going to reach for it. You don't need a giant eyeshadow. Okay, next I have 3 from Sharabella. So this is a brand that one of my fellow beauty YouTubers released ages ago. I've held on to these, they're really nice. And I had 4, I got rid of one that was too dark for me, and I now have 3 left. So this one is Mia Bella, and this is pink, but it has some yellow tones in it as well. So it comes off ever so slightly peachy. I can wear this one, and because I really like the formula, I'm going to hold on to it. 6 is a very, very pale pink shade, and this one just doesn't really work as well for me. It's not as flattering. I am going to get rid of 6 because I also really want to keep Charlie's Glow, and this one is my fave. It is a gold highlight, but again, it is very flattering on the skin. It looks absolutely divine. It's got beautiful light reflect, and the finish is just, it's divine. It's all divine. Okay, let's move on to some that they're just floating around. I've got some floaters. This is from Kat Von D Beauty, KVD Beauty, I don't know, whatever they call themselves now. This is Old as the Hills, but it's really nice. It is a Metal Crush eyeshadow in Thunderstruck. It doesn't look like much until you get it on the skin and blend it out, basically. This is like a sort of translucent, sort of maybe a hint of white. It's not super, super refined with its like translucent base, but it actually has an orange reflect. And it's, look, at the time that I purchased this, it was very unique. It was extremely difficult to find products like this on the market. It doesn't look like much on camera, but it looks beautiful on the skin. I do have more that are like this these days, but still, this sort of color never really had its day in the sun, in like the highlight craze. And now that we're not so much in the highlight craze, it's, you know, you rarely see them. Although actually that's not fair to say, because I feel like now when brands release highlighters, they're a bit more unique with what they're doing. So it's probably a lot easier to find something like this these days, but I'm going to hold on to this because, you know, it is what it is. I've already got it. This one here is from Mecca Cosmetica, and it was actually part of, I think, like a birthday gift. You got a highlighter and a brush. This is, look, it's nothing super duper special. It's not super duper unique, but it is nice. And what I like about it is it's a nice thin formula. It looks good on the skin. It's got nice reflect, and it's small and compact. And I don't know if you've been paying attention, but a lot of the highlighters are huge. I've got one here, like, come on. This one contains 2.5 grams. This one, I mean, this is an outlier. It contains 10 grams. But a lot of them, this is 10 grams as well. Holy shit. These little guys from Colourpop, which aren't really that little, they're like 4.2. Becca, I think they were 8. They're 8 grams. So I like smaller makeup, especially when we're talking about stuff that you use on a fairly concentrated area of the body. So, you know, highlight, you use on the highlights, like you highlight your cheekbones. You might use the tiniest little bit on the tip of your nose. I also like to put a little bit above my brow. You might put some on the inner corner of your eyes or on your cupid's bow. But what we're talking about are very, very small areas of skin that you're applying them to. So you're using small amounts of product. It's not like foundation where you put it all over your face. You might even take it down your neck. Yes, if you were to put these on your body, you go through them faster, but it's not something that you do year round. Like, I'm not running around with this jumper on and highlight on my skin underneath. You know what I'm saying? So I like my blushes and my highlights to be smaller. So I'm actually going to hold on to this for now, but it may not survive the test of time. We'll see. I'm thinking at the end of the year when I go through my collection, I do my collection videos and I'm trying to declutter some more. I might do a swatch off of my highlighters and look at them as a whole and see what I can declutter. But at least when it comes to doing that, I'll know that everything that's in my collection, I like the formula. Okay, let's do some cream products. I have 2 here. I've got one from Tarte. It's the Shape Tape Glow Wand, and I have the Beauty Light Wand from Charlotte Tilbury. Both divine, both products that I'm going to keep. The Tarte one, like, this is just, oh man, this doesn't look like much, but this is much. This is so much. It works well under makeup, over makeup, mixed in with makeup, on its own. It has a beautiful glow to it that is like, you know, it's not, I wouldn't say it's subtle, but it almost feels natural. Like, it looks like beautiful, healthy skin. I just adore this. There's no way I'm getting rid of it. I wish I'd bought it sooner. And then the one from Charlotte Tilbury, again, this is divine and I love it. This does usually come with like a sponge applicator. I got rid of mine. I do not fuck with sponge applicators on my makeup. I just think they're gross. This is similar to the Tarte, slightly different shade. You can get this one in different shades as well. And I do feel that it has more reflect, which, yeah, that definitely translates on camera as well, which is good. The difference is the Charlotte Tilbury one, I feel like it sets down just a little bit more, whereas the Tarte one is almost, it's a little bit of a, oh, it's on the ground, a little bit of a balmy finish to it. So while you're getting the light reflect of the reflective pigments in it, you're also getting light reflect of like a formula that never truly settles down. So it also has that like a little bit of a wet effect on the skin, which I like. Okay, I've just restarted my camera for the 3rd time and that stresses me out because that tells me this really is going to be a feature-length film. Let's do some special special highlighters from Smashbox. I have three. So I have this one. This is the Smashbox Vlada Petal Metal Highlighter. This is absolutely divine. If you know, you know. Stylishly Mary, that's where I'm going with this. It is just, it's beautiful. It's gold and pink. The light reflect is absolutely stunning. It's this super, super thin formula that just packs a lot of punch. I'm keeping it forever because it's special. It was limited edition. The way we got it, or I got my hands on it, that was kind of special. So, you know, I just want to keep it. This released at the Mecca Land event, which is, Mecca is kind of, if you're not from Australia, Mecca is kind of like Sephora. It's you know, higher end kind of retailer. They do have some cheaper brands, of course, and they do this event called Meccaland, or they used to. COVID sort of shut that down, and basically it was sort of like a it's like a makeup festival kind of thing, and we saw it there, but we weren't able to buy it because we went as like, it was like a PR event, and one of the Beauty News subscribers was going the next day, and we asked her to pick them up for us, and she did, and yeah, got it, and so it holds like special memories, you know. Then I have these guys. Now, this one is, I should tell you what they are. They are the Shimmer Drops. Is that correct? Yeah, Shimmer Drops. So this particular product released in the Smashbox Vlada collection as well. And this is sort of like a liquid version of this highlight. The difference being that this is a lot more sparkly. And I'll try and show you, like, this is proper liquid, like this is gonna run down my hand. You can probably see they're pretty similar. This one has, I feel this one has more of a peachy tone, whereas the pink comes out a lot more in the powder highlight. This is basically just like shimmer particles suspended in fluid. The fluid is as thin as water. I'm not sure exactly what the fluid is, but it evaporates completely and just leaves the shimmer on the skin. This applies so perfectly over makeup, and even like set with powder makeup. And you might know liquids and creams obviously often don't play too well with being applied over a set base. But these are, they're just so easy to work with. You can use them on your body, you can mix them into other products. I love them. They're really unique. No, I don't use them often, but I just really enjoy them. Now this, I actually didn't buy when I got this. I ummed and ahed about this for so long because I was like, no, I don't need it. And then I was browsing a Mecca store, and this collection was on its way out. Like, it had sold out. You couldn't get any of the powder highlights anymore. They had just a few items. There was like a lipstick and I don't know, something else. This was the last one on the shelf, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to buy it because I don't want this to be one of those products that always like sits in my head and I'm like, God, I wonder what that was like, because I've never seen these from Smashbox before. Like, it was a new type of product. So I picked it up, and I'm glad I did, because it's quite a unique little product. And then when they released the Hoodwitch collection and I saw that they were coming out with another one, I picked that up as well. Because I thought, you know what? No, it's not something that I use often, but it is a product that I really, really enjoy. And I'm gonna get it. Now, this one is more of a purple hint, but there is green and blue in there as well, which gives it that sort of like ethereal, sort of silvery bluish hint. I think it's beautiful. And I'm gonna keep them because they're just fantastic. If you guys picked any of these up and you loved them as well, let me know, because I didn't hear anyone talking about them, and I can understand why. A lot of people probably were just like, no, I don't need that crap in my life. But for me, I actually like them more than the powder highlight. So there's that. Let's talk about the one and only NARS highlight that I own. It is a mini and it is in the shade Fort de France. Now, if I lost my whole makeup collection, I wanted to go and buy a highlight, this is the one that I would go and buy because I know it's a safe bet. It's pretty simple, to be honest. It is a gold highlight, very close to my actual skin tone. When this is on the skin, it has that beautiful, like, soft, radiant glow rather than really punchy. So it's like, it's good for day and night wear, basically. Like, if you're wearing a little bit of makeup and you still want a highlighter, this one is fantastic to reach for. And even if you want something that's a bit more like, you know, full on, just apply a second layer and you get more light reflect. But the way this looks on the skin is really beautiful. I love this highlighter. It's fantastic. Having it in a mini, like, that is so totally enough for me. I actually broke this and repressed it, and it's held up great, and I'll probably never get rid of it. Okay, there is actually 2 highlighters that I have inside that I just want to mention in case you guys are like, some of you are really, you're like, I know you've got this product. Hourglass Vanish Stick in Champagne Flash. It's in my project pan. I'm not really using it very much at the moment because it's like I'm wearing jumpers and pants, and I was using that as a highlight for my body. So I will revisit that as the weather warms up towards the end of the year. And my plan for that is to either pan it and have it done, or if it's not finished, I'm decluttering it no matter what at the end of the year. So that will be one that is out of my collection, guaranteed. I also have the ABH Amrazzi highlighter. Now, this one, again, it was in an episode of the Makeup Breakup. We broke it up, we repressed it, and it does not repress all that well. Well, it did, but it's got one of those mesh bases. It doesn't just sit in a metal pan, and it broke. Now, there is literally nothing in the compact except what is left in the little mesh holes of the pan that it sits in. And I love that highlight so much that I was like, no, I'm not even going to throw this out as it is. I'm just going to enjoy what's left in those little holes and, you know, then move on with my life. I don't know if they still make that highlight. I could potentially buy it again if they do, but obviously I think you can probably gather based on my collection, I'm not really looking to buy highlighters. I'm looking to minimize what I own. So those are 2 that I do still have in my collection. Let's move on to this gigantic beast. It's a Marc Jacobs highlight in Guilty. Listen, I love this highlight and it is so beautiful, and I am going to keep it, but good God, I am so irritated by the size of this product. Like, it really upsets me. I just don't. This could literally be like a quarter of the size and it would be enough. I'm keeping it because it's beautiful, but also it's ridiculous. So this is it's a rose gold kind of shade. There's sort of some mauvey pink hints in there with that really nice warm gold finish. I've got another rando here. It's from Luna Beauty. This is a Moon Prism powder. It's in the shade Venus. This is the only Luna Beauty highlighter that I have. This is really beautiful. So it's very reflective. It is a champagne gold. Champagne golds, they suit my skin tone really well, so it's not surprising that I have so many like it. And I love the impact of the reflect that this has. Really beautiful, smooth formula. I am going to keep that one. I'm happy to have, you know, one highlighter that's sort of, or not just one highlighter that's rogue from the rest of my collection, but having like one highlighter from a bunch of different brands, like, I'm totally cool with that. Nabla. Now, I have 4 here from Nabla, and I love these. These are the Skin Glazing Glass Skin Finish Glow Powders. So Nabla did send these in PR, and to be honest, I just... it hurts my soul to think that I am going to get rid of some of these. But this one here, this is Lucent Jungle. It is too dark for me, unfortunately. This is just not made for me, and that's okay. You can see there, this is a beautiful, perfect gold highlight for people with deeper skin than me. I'm never going to be able to use this realistically, so it's going to be one of those items that sits in my collection and just never gets used, and I always feel guilty about not using it, but then struggle with the thought of getting rid of it because I just love the formula of these. I am going to get rid of it because it needs to happen. I need to be realistic. Next up, I have Privilege, and I think I'm going to have to swatch these guys and just decide how I feel. That is a really good shade for me. Amnesia, these all look very similar. You'll be able to tell they're all quite like, you know, goldy. Some have like a peach hint, some have like more pink or yellow. This one is Ozone. I freaking love the formula of these. They're so good. So you can see there, they're just... I don't know what to do. I am going to just keep these 3 because I just can't decide. Again, you know, it can come down to a swatch off at the end of the year. I know I have shades similar to this already in my collection. I don't want to get rid of all of my Nabla highlights though, because I really enjoy them. So, you know, I don't... Look, let's move on. I'm trying to justify things. It's hard for me. I do enjoy my highlights. This is from Stila. This is the Heaven's Hue highlighter in Kitten. Some of you will know the struggle that I have had with this product. This is Divine, and then it has a dark cast on me, so I do struggle to wear it as a highlighter. I did use it a little bit in summer, and it was a little bit easier for me to wear, especially when I'm super bronzed up. I find that this actually works nicely if I'm wearing more of a bronzy blush and I sort of, you know, blend it into that. The formula of this is really what gets me. It just looks so absolutely perfectly divine on the skin, and I can't bring myself to get rid of it yet. Maybe I will in the future, but for now, that is just not, that's not what I'm doing. I have 2 here from Maybelline that are pretty damn amazing, to be honest. I've got the Master Chrome in 205. Does it have a name? I don't know. Just a, no, not 205, 250. Who numbers? I don't know. Something. This is gorgeous. So pretty. Gorgeous, like pearl reflect. Then I have the Puma one. Again, this didn't release enough. I actually think both of these were gifted to me. The Puma one is, it's kind of like a lavender violet with peach. It's very unique. I don't have anything quite like this. Can you see that sort of like lavendery shade? Super cool. Again, I'm keeping both of them. I don't even care. I don't feel bad about anything at the moment. Well, I do. I feel bad about my empty pile, but we'll get to that in a minute. From Lorac, I have Gilded Lily. Again, this is just so beautiful. So many, why are there so many nice highlights? This one does have a little bit of a dark cast, but it's within the realm of wearable for me. Again, the finish is stunning. Here's one, like, if you feel you need to tell me off, that's fine. I'll take it on the chin because it is what it is. It's from Jeffree Star. I'm so sorry. This is a Supreme Frost in Hypothermia. I just... Look, we destroyed one of these on the makeup breakup, and then I went and bought myself one because I was just like smitten with it. This is a little bit similar to the Becca Opal Flashes Jade, except this has more of a sparkly finish to it, similar to what you would find with the MAC one, what was it called? Not Soft Frost, Snow Flushed. So that's kind of where it sort of stands on its own. I just really like it. It does, you can see it's got that sort of darker cast to it, but once it's like blended out, you don't really notice that as much on the skin. It becomes a lot softer. I am keeping it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I know. Even I'm ashamed of myself. Okay, we're down to the nitty gritty. Laura Mercier. This is Highlight 01. This is probably one of the best highlights that I have ever found for, let's face it, white women. But in terms of like spreading across a really large age gap of who this looks good on, as in every fucking one. This is, I think they call it a matte highlight, matte radiance baked powder. It's not matte. Well, I mean, yeah, I get why they call it that, because it's not shimmery, it's not sparkly. It does have more of a matte finish on the skin. It's not like dewy or anything, but the radiance indeed. The way this makes the skin glow with like that natural, like just looking healthy thing going on, it's beautiful. Pry it out of my cold dead hands, I dare you, I'll fight you about it. I love that highlight. I've had it forever, and if I didn't have it, I'd go out and buy it again because it's amazing. My last two are from Ciate. So I have the Jessica Rabbit highlight. Oh, I don't know what to do about this, guys. I have this in spades. It is very, very beautiful though, and I like it because Jessica Rabbit. And this was pretty much like the one product from the collection that I could make work for me. Everything else I did not like, although there is a lipstick, I think that, no, the lipstick was sparkly. I don't even know. This is nice enough, and I just so desperately wanted something from the Jessica Rabbit collection. I bought the whole, like the box set, and I just was not impressed. The eyeshadow palette, my God, that was terrible. I don't think I can bring myself to get rid of this, even though it's not my absolute favorite. It is nice, but it's not like anything super special, you know? Like, I feel like I've got it in spades already, but I just can't bring myself to get rid of it. And this is actually a rainbow highlighter. Now, Kat did get me this for my birthday, but I just find that I do not wear this at all. Let's see, hang on. I'm going to see if I can get like a rainbow effect and then show you what it looks like when I actually use it. Okay, let's try rainbow effect. Sort of, not really. I've got like creases in my finger. It is what it is. It's very, very subtle. So there's like green, blue, yellow, pink, purple, pink, more pink and purple. Is that fair? When you mix them together, it just makes like a silvery highlight. And I don't feel like it's anything super special. It's a bit frosty, a little bit powdery on the skin. I am going to get rid of this one because I just do not use it. It's a shame. I don't mind Ciate. Some of their stuff is good. Ciate is a hit and miss brand for me. Some of their stuff is really, really nice. Some of it is like mediocre and just not that great. And that's why I don't buy a whole lot from them, because I think I've been burnt more than I've been surprised or impressed. This one I will get rid of. And that takes my stash of shit I'm getting rid of to like not many. I am only getting rid of 11 highlights. That's really, really, really lame. I did, when I first went into this project, testing out my highlighters, I definitely expected to get rid of a lot more than that. Look, I really like highlighters. There was a time where I went through being obsessed with highlighters, obviously, because I bought a lot of these. And then I sort of went off them a little bit. And, you know, I was a bit like, can't be bothered with highlight. Now I'm back on it. I really enjoy wearing them. It's one of those products I never ever skip when I'm putting makeup on. And I think, I don't know. I mean, looking at my collection, having 56 individual highlighters and only getting rid of 11 tells me that a lot of the highlighters that I bought were good. A lot of them are good. And it's going to be rough trying to whittle these down. Ideally, I would only really, there's a fly in here. Don't come in here. I'm already stressed. Ideally, I would only like to have like maybe 5 highlighters and maybe a couple of palettes, because like I said, you use it on such a small area of the body. It takes a really long time to go through them. How the hell I'm ever going to whittle this down to like a realistic collection? Jesus Christ, I don't know. Maybe highlighters is going to always be that thing that overwhelms me, along with eyeshadow palettes, because listen, I've been at that, decluttering those for years, and it's still wildly out of control. Let me know if you guys can relate to the madness of having so many highlighters. I've still got to go through my palettes. I can't believe it. Oi, 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 it's never ending. And I also do have some individuals. I think I've got 1 or 2, or I don't know, maybe more than that, in like my single eyeshadow palettes inside, which I didn't even include in this video because I was just like, it's too much. I can talk about them in my eyeshadow project video when I get around to them. But that's it. I'm just going to leave it there, guys. It is what it is. No, I am not impressed with the amount of things that I'm getting rid of. But I don't even know where to start. I would have to do a swatch off to whittle them down more. And right now, I have just been so inundated with highlights. Like, it has literally been at the forefront of my mind for months. And it's been like a weight on my shoulders. For now, I don't even want to look at these guys. Like, get out of my face. Give me a break, please. So I am going to put them away. I will work on my highlight palettes, and I will revisit these another day because I feel like that's all I can do at this point. All right, guys, I'm off. I hope you enjoyed my feature-length film about highlighters. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.